Okay, today we're going to be going over the Ruy Lopez. It's an opening used by white with the intention of the bishop taking the knight and of course the knight recapturing the pawn since this is the only defender of this pawn. The opening starts out e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and then we'll go with the first line that I got here, bishop e5. Okay, then after this, one of the main lines that follows is a6, bishop retreats back, and then knight f6, at which point black castles, and then bishop e7. Now, as of right now, this pawn remains unprotected. However, you will see in another variation what happens after this knight takes the pawn, and then is forced to make its way into this square right here. This knight is still the only piece that is protecting e5, and white is castled and black is not. This bishop right here is not in a very good spot. So, as the main line continues with d3 and then b5, bishop is forced back into a very open lane for its bishop, and then this bishop is in a pretty close lane. So as of right here, I'm saying that white is a bit more dominant, and then after move like a4 and castles, it's kind of even now because the knight can make use of this square on b4, and the pawns could start rolling now since the king's castle. No pawns have moved on this side of the board, and it's kind of like a 50-50 attack sort of thing. So it's going okay so far. So if I make my way back to the Ruy Lopez, we have our second variation with the knight coming out, and instantly this pawn becomes unprotected. Knight c3, bishop b4, and castles. This is kind of like a counter Ruy Lopez. You will see this a lot in the tournament. This knight is also the only defender of this square, one defender each. Both castles kind of like a mirror image on both sides right now. So after d3, takes, and d6, white is looking to pin both knights down now. The bishop pair will always be better in the beginning of the game, but you still can't really pick a winner in this one. And it's kind of strange because black still has a lot of options. I mean, if the bishop here takes, then we have an absolute mirror image on both sides, and that's the favoring black, of course, since it moves second. Also with a move like h6, bishop's forced to retreat back and will be in a very good spot. So we go back, and the third variation I have is a simple knight f6 again. Knight develops. No, sorry about that. Fourth variation is pawn push, attacking the knight. Yep, that's my third variation right here. Bishop retreats, knight, castles, and then the bishop is pinned back. Right, this is black's superior. It has a free pawn. Its bishop has moved. White's bishop has moved about 4 times. Establishing pieces in the center. Rook finally comes to protect, and now black has got his all 4 pieces working while white only has 2, a pawn, and his castle. Black having a major dominance on the queen side, even king side placement. And with the following moves, I'm saying black can have a chance in this one. It's not often likely that you'll see d4, but it's more common to see a move like d3 and then knight hops in, but d4 is the best move in this position, so I'm not arguing. So that is the Ruy Lopez, and of course, I'll give you one more variation. After, let's say, a move like this. Oops. Computer's playing itself. Taking and recapturing would always result in a pin, no matter what you do. The computer, best move is queen there, queen f6, and after castling, we have several threats, mainly on the black king. And I'm saying right here, black is much better. Thank you for watching. See ya.